Rose is with us in St. Louis. Hi, Rose. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Well, thank you, sir. First, I want to let you know before I ask the question, our family's completely debt-free since 2002.
Great.
And we're working on building, what do you want to call it? We have some savings in a 401k, a 40k, and I'm disabled. My husband's retired. We're waiting for his Social Security to kick in. My question is, when we start investing a little bit more, I don't want to end up being the very type of rich person that I despise the most, because I have family that was like that, and their nose would be so high in the air that you could build an eagle's nest, or an eagle could build its nest in it. And I just want to make sure that I don't want to be that kind of person, because I've seen those people and I can't stand the sight of them.
I hear you. I don't blame you. That's a smart thing to be concerned about. Most of the time, like 99% of the time, wealth does not make someone a jerk. It exposes the fact that they already were. Wealth is generally a magnifying glass. It makes you more of what you already were. If you have a bit of a temper, you can become an absolute raging bully. If you are a compassionate, kind, giving person, you make generosity the path of your life, and we call you a philanthropist. These are the kinds of things. Wealth makes you more of what you already are. Also, the good parts of your relationship, say with your husband or your kids, get even better, and the bad parts are strained even more. And so if you have, for instance, a relative that tries to mind your business all the time, well, wait till you get a little money. They'll mind your business a lot. And so everything gets expanded, you know what I'm saying? And so I think, and I know a lot of wealthy people. We've made it a practice to cause people to become wealthy, number one, but number two, to get to know them in the process, and a lot of friends in the circles that I run in. And the vast majority of them are wonderful people, because honestly, the vast majority of people are wonderful people. But I know people that are jerks that are poor, and I know people that are rich that are poor. I know people that are stuck up about being poor. They got their nose up in the air and are proud of being poor, don't you?
Yeah, I would say so, yes. Yeah. And the funny thing about all this is that I'm happy where I am, and our family tends to think we're the poor family, but yet we're the ones with our house paid for, and they're not. Which
is how I'd like to keep it if I were you. Just let them think what they want to think. Who gives a rip? You're living this thing for you and your husband, your kids. We're not trying to put on the dog. We're not trying to show off. That's not what we're doing. It's not who you are. So I got to tell you, you're fun. You're a little sassy, and when you get some money, you're going to be more fun and a little sassier.
Oh, I like that.
Have fun with it, Rose. Open phones at 888-825-5225. We talk about that stuff a lot in the Legacy Journey class and in the book I did on wealth. All the other books I've written were about money. And most of you bought those books, and that's where you are. You're working your way out of debt, and you're learning how to do a budget and that kind of stuff. But wealth has got some philosophical and doctrinal things from a person of faith's perspective that strain you and make you stop and think. There are people out there wandering around who are not knowledgeable about the Bible, as an example, and think that being wealthy is evil, or that money is evil. And those are people who are biblically illiterate, but they're out there, and some of them carry a Bible around. They just hadn't opened it much. They think it's going to jump through their arm by osmosis or something. But, there's a lot of judgmental people out there around this subject, and it's very interesting. My friend Craig Groeschel, who's a pastor of one of America's most successful churches today, says, why is wealth the only blessing that Christians apologize for? Makes a body think. You don't apologize if God blesses you with health, or with a great marriage, or with great kids. You had a part in all of those things. You took care of your body, you worked on your marriage, you made your kids behave, but also having those things is a blessing from God. And we don't apologize for that blessing, but when we work hard and get some money, we're supposed to feel bad about that. We're supposed to hang our head like we've done something wrong, according to some of you. Now, not me. I celebrate success. I celebrate people who win. I like it when you go do the things it takes to win. I like it when a farmer plows his field, gets the weeds out, puts the seed in the ground, and has a bumper crop, baby. High five. You do reap what you sow. You're going to get back from this life what you put into this life. You're going to get back from that job what you put into this job. There once was a guy walking along a path heading towards the next town, and he came upon an old man. And he asked the old man, he said, how do you find the people in that town over there? And the old man said, how'd you find them in the last town? And he said, oh, they were awful. He said, you'll find them the same. 5 minutes later, the old man ran into another guy, and he said, how do you find the people in that town over there? And he said, how'd you find them in the last town? He said, they were wonderful people. And he said, you'll find them the same. You get out of this life what you put into it.